A Market Research Guide. Chapter 1. A Market Research Guide. Market Research/Customer Profiling 1. People do market research to help them decide if they have a new worthy product or service to sell or how to expand sales of their current product lines and how they should go about marketing them to their target populations. Market research is testing your ideas before you go off pursuing them full blast to see if you're right and they actually will work, or if you were dreadfully wrong, the idea is a stinker and you better drop it now before you lose any more money. Coca-Cola really screwed up when they abandoned their old recipe and introduced a new one back in the 1980s. The customers complained so much that they brought back the old brand as Classic Coke, then abandoned the new brand completely as the old Coke became regular Coke again. If they had done good market research, they would have stuck with what was working for them all along. Some of our greatest geniuses trust their intuition or their own ideas without market research or in spite of it. Think of the Internet TV box or the Larry Ellison idea to get rid of software and hard drives. Have everything on the Internet that the consumer can access, but the problem that people lose their privacy and they don't trust somebody else taking care of their life's work in their files. The lesson is that even if you're a genius and have great ideas, run them by a few, disinterested, objective people, not your friends, because they always lie and tell you how great it is, or naysayers in general who are too small-minded to believe in anything. I always get a laugh when you see those invention contest type shows on TV and they always say my friends and family think it's great. I say get real and live in the real world. What do you expect them to say? That it sucks and you're stupid. Most don't have the heart or the guts to tell you the truth if it sucks. You have to find intelligent, thinking people that are willing to give you an honest opinion either because they want to or because you are paying them a few bucks for their time. It could save you a lot of pain. Market researchers evaluate the competition, the marketplace, and society in general and try to predict where the zeitgeist, the spirit of mass consumption, will go in the future in order to capitalize on it now by preparing products and services for it. There's a lot of mathematical and statistical mumbo-jumbo to it, which is bull to a guy like me, because as an autonomous, thinking being, I feel that I can make good decisions based on a general observation of life out there combined with my own intuition. Market research is to find out what the people in society, consumers, are thinking in general as a group or in your particular demographic target group, so that you can develop your product or service in such a way as to please them enough, such that they buy your product. The market often changes. If this happens in your industry, you have to find out why and take steps to correct the problem. When certain diets get popular, people stop eating certain foods, which is why bakers had to come up with no-carb/low carb breads and pastries. There was a TV show in Canada about venture capitalists and the people who pitched to them. It was brutal, partially because the venture capitalists were a bunch of pompous asses, but also partially because some of these people were out to lunch. They were living in a bubble of their delusional ideas. Virtually all of them thought they had a great, fantastic idea that would make everybody rich. The venture capitalists were ruthless in shooting them down. My point is, don't live in a self-centered bubble. Before you spend $50,000 developing some board game idea you got or some other product, look around. One guy came up with something that he thought was new, so he developed it without doing a patent search, only to find that the product already exists on the market after he sunk all that money into it. Look around at the competition. You got hundreds of board games on the market now, with thousands more on the drawing board. Board games are not necessary. They are minor hobbies. Get real. The chances of developing a board game that will rise above everybody else is minuscule. Somebody came up with a concept for Baby Beethoven, marketing educational products at babies. Their market research told them there's a market for this stuff, so now it's big business. Clear the air by identifying exactly what you want to sell and who to, your target demographic audience, then test your products with this group of people. Get your info from two main sources. 1. Talking to people directly. 2. Reading things like government reports and media articles to spot what they're writing about, what's hot and current in their world of statistics and trends. There are various forms of research methods on how to compile this information. It ranges from what they call quantitative research methods, which consists surveys and questionnaires with numerically graded answers, to qualitative research methods, which involves such things as watching people play with or use your product through a hidden camera, or simply talking to them informally about it. With this information you gather, you analyze it critically, then use this knowledge to better your product to better suit your target market. In essence, based on the information you get from the people you used in your research, who we assume are a representative sample of the entire population or your target population, you develop hard nuts and bolts information about how to improve the product and its packaging. It's not just a one-shot deal that you do before the launch of a product, it's a continuous process. This is why you invite a suggestion box at your store, offer an email address for customer suggestions and complaints, why you occasionally send out questionnaires and surveys to customers, etc. You want constant feedback about how your products are doing out there, which propels you to take immediate proactive action. Good customer service is good market research. Get feedback from the customers and incorporate it into your business. In order to keep good customers, offer them more of what they tell you they want. Send questionnaires to your good customers, offering them a discount in exchange for filling them out. Learn from them. Offer good customers loyalty schemes, discount coupons for customers who purchase more than X number of dollars of product from you. Use technology such as the internet to find more potential customers that fit into your target demographic and target your efforts at them. The bottom line is that making up a marketing research report, just like a business plan, is good if you're looking for a business loan or help from venture capitalists and other potential investors. Some of the big search engines do tabulations of the current, hottest topics, what people are searching for on the internet. Some business people look at these, and if they see a topic that doesn't seem to be addressed in the marketplace, they start a new business around it. Market research/customer profiling 2. Figure out something that people want or need, then go for it. Market research, bullshit concept saying nothing more than customers will want tomorrow what they wanted yesterday. Know what they want. Business contrarian. The simplest way I ever heard market research described was, don't let your customer be your guinea pig, because if something bad happens to them, they don't like the product or see something wrong with it that could be fixed or improved, your business could be sunk based on that alone. Rather than going in cold turkey and letting the customers iron out the bugs of your product, you have a team and/or techniques in place that do this for you before the product ever gets to market. This is market research. It could be as informal as talking about your product to several friends to try to get their views on the product over and above just your own, or it could be hiring a group of your target market customers and getting them to talk about what they think of your products. Whatever type of business you want to open, you will need to do market research to determine if there are buyers for your idea, where they are, how to find them, and in the process, you will also be gathering information on pricing. Market research is testing your product, concept, or service business before you go all out in producing it, in order to see if you are, indeed, on the right track, that there is a customer base out there willing to buy it, or if you get mixed results, some positive, some negative, then you can take your idea back to the drawing board to make changes based on the feedback you got. If the feedback tells you the idea won't sell, listen to it. Put it away for a while. Do something else. Just like you do academic research in school when you're writing a report on something, market research is the same thing applied to your business. The major sources of information are as follows: people on the street, potential customers, suppliers, manufacturers of the product, your competition, trade journals, business publications, newspapers, the internet, the library, local board of trade, marketing books and magazines, government publications, Market research techniques that could help you predict future sales. The main things you should investigate with your product/idea are: is there competition out there? Has someone else already done it but it's just that you're not aware of who they are? Are you infringing on someone else's patent? If there is competition out there, are you better than them? What is your target market? Is it potentially everybody in the mainstream population who lives a regular life and needs things like shoes, toothpaste, a book about money management, a TV, toilet plunger, food, etc., or is it something mainly high energy, athletic men under 25 want like a supersonic snowboard? If it's a niche product, you have to determine whether there will be enough demand to justify your work. I remember I came across a book about some particular subfield of alternative medicine, and on the inside cover it said it was a first edition with 250 copies printed. This is almost a waste of time, to work hard on a book that only has a demand of about 250. If you're in it for the money, why bother? Plenty of people write business books, but to me, most are one-trick pony with at least 70% fluff in them, which is why I created this book. I wanted to create one current, definitive business book that virtually everybody in the realm of business can learn something from. My hook is that I feel this book is better than my competition because I studied them. I checked out virtually all the business books at the library at number 338 and from number 650 to number 659. My mission statement was to create the best, most current business book ever written on the planet. This is what you have to do if there's competition for your product. You have to make it obviously better, cheaper and/or faster. After you find your target market and determine you can sell enough of your products to justify a profit, you have to figure out the right price where you will sell a load of the product and the customer will still be willing to buy. Then set up a plan as to how you will reach that target audience through advertising, marketing, publicity, etc. Do a test on whether these procedures are effective, and if the cost to reach this audience will cut into your profit margin heavily, you have to either settle for a modest profit or can the idea. This is what market research does. It answers the above questions and determines whether the idea could be profitable, then improves upon this idea and figures out how to get it out to your potential customer base. Don't look at market research as something negative that will destroy your idea before you even develop it. Look at it as something you can learn from. You have to get information about your product from intelligent, disinterested people, not friends, because they usually lie to make you feel good. Put an ad in the newspaper saying you will pay 10 people $20 each to come in to discuss your product for 2 hours. Get some people to fill out surveys or answer a questionnaire on the spot in exchange for a free can of peanuts or something like that. Put a sign up at a high school bulletin board to get some students to sample your product, then talk about together in what is called a focus group. Go on to a chat room or news group on the internet related to your product, make your case, ask for feedback. Get a table somewhere like at a flea market, offer free samples of your product just to get an immediate reaction by observing people. Face to face, people will often lie and tell you your product is great. You have to get them to write out their comments anonymously somehow. If you pay them $5, they're more likely to be more honest than if they do it for free. These are amateurish ways to test market your product. The big companies have whole departments dedicated to this. They pay people good money to come in and try the new product, then talk about it. Market research is not just for new products or a new idea. It's also to take stock of your business from time to time and make the appropriate changes to keep up with the changing face of the marketplace. If you don't, you may be obsolete at some point in time. It all comes down to one thing: is there someone out there who wants to buy enough of my products to justify being in business? If you have 1 or 2 big contracts, that might be enough to sustain your business, but be aware that if you lose those contracts, your company could go bust if you don't find new markets. Based on the several books I scanned about market research, it can get very in-depth and analytical, which goes against the spirit of who I am. I'm more intuitive. I trust what I feel. If I feel I have what I think is a good idea, I trust it. I don't feel I need to do extensive market research, just make the product and start selling it, but that's me. It's not the most rational way to approach business, so you have to do what's right for you. At the very least, it's no big deal to go to the library and surf the internet to research the latest information on your field of endeavor, whatever it might be. Check out your competition and some business websites. Try to get a hold of some free experts from sba.gov, score.org, your local chamber of commerce or any group of business people around, business chat room or news group, and simply ask them some point-blank opinions about your ideas. Talk to people in your field. If you developed a new toy but don't know anything about the toy business, check out the local toy stores. When you see a clerk you can relate to that has worked there for over a year, make small talk, then offer to buy him or her lunch in exchange for their opinion about your product. Tell them to be honest. Find a toy collectors club on the internet and ask anyone if they would be interested in giving you an opinion of a new toy. This basic kind of market research is easy, it doesn't cost a lot of money and could help you out a lot in your quest for business success. There are professional consultants and market researchers who could do the job for you if you got the money and you're that into market research. A well thought out business plan is as good a work of market research for the beginning entrepreneur as anything out there from the convoluted academic discipline of market research. As a final thought, don't blindly trust market research. Plenty of mavericks had their ideas laughed out of focus groups and corporate boardrooms before they went on to make it big, so trust your guts above all else. Books about market research are at number 658.83 or HF5415 at the library. Market Research/Customer Profiling 3. The basic tenet of market research is to first identify who are your potential customers. What do these types of people like? How can you reach them? Next, do you think that enough potential customers are out there who will actually buy your product and support you enough to earn a living from it? Even if there are 40 million seniors in the United States, if they don't think your senior scamper is cool, fun, or functional, you're dead in the water. If kids don't like your new dandy candy, you're screwed. This is why some market research helps. Walk into a senior home or a seniors club, show them your scamper and ask them to honestly write what they feel about it down. Do the same with a class at an elementary school for your candy. We walked into an elementary school and made an announcement that any kid who stayed after school for 15 minutes to fill out our questionnaire would get a bottle of pop and a bag of chips. We had more kids than we needed. Ask the following questions before marketing anything. Who are currently selling the same type of things you want to sell? Who are the industry leaders in your field? Would they be competition for you? If your competition is a publicly traded company, get its annual report to see what kind of money it's making. Who are your potential customers? What are the market trends? Is product X hot or not because of some trend or a need? What do your customers have to say about your products? What are your intended methods of distribution? What is a good pricing scheme for your product or service? What about your product's quality and packaging? How will you promote your products? Do you have any ideas to get free publicity? Does your business name reflect what you do? Have you done a financial statement with realistic forecasts? There are professional market research firms that will do market research for you, then set up a marketing strategy for launching a new product. Market Research/Customer Profiling 4. How do you construct a marketing campaign for a product? This will vary, but the following suggestions will help you lay the groundwork for what you and your partner/client wish to accomplish. First, get some samples of the product and head down to your local shopping mall. Try it out on a few passers-by. You could go to any area where people are gathered in a large number to do this. Prepare a questionnaire and then hand out the sample. Identify it, if necessary, and ask if the person has a few moments to answer some quick questions. Once done, the product is his or hers to keep. What you really want to know is whether the people knew what the product was, whether they liked it, if they would buy it, if the price you've established initially is fair or not, whether they'd buy it as a gift or promotion, whether they'd tell friends about it, and, if so, what would they say? Try and get different age groups involved, using more people from the age group that you've targeted in your mind for this product. This kind of feedback should be invaluable in knowing whether you're ready to go and whether the price you've set is fair and reasonable. In addition, hearing what people say about the product and how they'd tell friends about it will help you script a television advertisement. If it's appropriate as a gift, and many indicate they would consider it when shopping for gifts, that can be another theme, especially around a specific holiday. Handle the questionnaire yourself. It will help you if you get direct feedback. If you're uncomfortable doing this, get some help, but try to be there yourself so you can gauge consumer reaction. There is no substitute for real-world testing. It's better to find out early what people think of the product before too many are made. Don't discard people's reactions or comments about your product because you think they're dumb or hokey. Just because you wouldn't respond to a product that way doesn't mean the rest of America won't respond. Keep an open mind. In essence, the market research information that you generate is done to help guide you through your business decisions, all the way from deciding if you should start a business you've been thinking about to how to better your existing business. Primary and secondary research. Formally speaking, there are two types of market research. Primary research, original information gathered such as with a survey or discussion groups of disinterested people from the general public. Secondary research is reading other people's work, usually at the library or on the internet. Your government is a great source of free research, namely census.gov and statcan.ca for starters. Primary research. Primary research is conducting surveys, giving out questionnaires, having focus groups and conducting interviews. What it comes down to is getting a sample of people from either the general population or the target group of people you're interested in, then using them as a representative sample of that population to develop information about them as a group. Sample groups as small as 1% of a target market are often enough to provide reliable results. Quantitative research is research which yields numbers, such as using a questionnaire where you're asked to rate statements based on how you feel on a rating scale from 1 to 5. This data is then statistically analyzed for significant trends. Qualitative research is basically talking to people and getting their opinions either one-on-one in an interview, through open-ended questionnaires, or focus groups where 6 to 12 people are asked to talk about a product. The thing about surveys and questionnaires is that some people will either not answer honestly, not answer at all, or purposely give stupid answers just for fun. I saw this one infomercial where they were supposedly stopping people on the street and asking for opinions about a scent, which they could have been doing truthfully without using plants, but this survey had a built-in bias. When you're with someone face-to-face who is asking you questions about a product, most people will lie and say they like it more than they actually do. When a pretty girl approaches a man and asks him what does he think of the scent, he will give her the answer she wants, not necessarily the truth. The simplest form of market research is to ask your customers or a group of people to complete a questionnaire. If you give them a gift like a free pen or keychain for doing it, and if they do it right there in your presence, they will be more honest than if they do it alone at their own leisure. The market research process begins with identifying and defining an idea for your business, a hypothesis, either a problem or potential good idea. Once you have a clear statement, develop a way to help you get insight into it through market research. What can you do research-wise to give you information to ultimately solve your problem or increase your sales? Select the type of research methodology you want to do. The most common research instrument is the questionnaire, followed by focus groups. Keep it simple. Begin with general questions and then move toward more specific ones. Keep questions brief. Vary the formats of the questions. Use scales, 1 to 5, open-ended questions, opinion answers, and closed-ended questions, yes or no answers, or choose from among the several answers presented. The format may influence the responses. Once you collect all your data, organize and analyze it to try to see if there are any trends or commonalities in it that you can use to your advantage. For quantitative data, you might do some kind of statistical analysis. With qualitative questionnaires, you simply read them over or listen to an audio tape of the focus groups several times to see if some kind of pattern or insight jumps out at you about how to better conduct your business based on what their people have said. Secondary research. Good secondary research can be as simple as going to a trade show, pretending you're a buyer and seeing how the competition operates, or going into a competitor's retail store posing as a customer, looking around. The basic sources of secondary research information are business books, magazines, internet searches, government websites. Check out a periodical directory to see if anyone publishes a trade journal in your specific field. Trade associations, professional organizations. Business administration departments at colleges often post the market research studies of their students. Find them on the web. Your local chamber of commerce and other chambers of commerce, most with websites, tell you what's going on. Trade shows in your field. Go to websites for your field in other countries to get new ideas. If you sell widgets, find companies in Japan and Germany who manufacture and sell widgets, go to their websites and promotional literature and see what ideas you can glean from them. The Thomas Register, 29 volumes, lists wholesalers and manufacturers for most products. Get these addresses, look at their websites and also send them letters asking for information about their products. thomasregister.com. Federal Government Resources. The U.S. Department of Commerce at commerce.gov includes the U.S. Industrial Outlook. Local governments have regional planning information. The media has lots of information both for their shows and the news as well as in their business to get advertisers. Try sba.gov and score.org. In Canada, try cbsc.org and canada1.com. Mystery shopper. Stores and restaurants that have many different locations rely on mystery shoppers all over the country to check every location. By having an ordinary customer go to each store and report back to the corporate offices on the service, cleanliness, and product or food quality, they can help improve the quality at every store. Mystery shoppers provide a valuable information source for corporate headquarters about all of their stores. Since the mystery shoppers are working undercover, the salespeople at the store will treat them like normal customers. The mystery shoppers will not be treated any different than another customer. In this way, mystery shoppers can provide an unbiased assessment of their shopping experience. That report will be used by management to help improve the quality of their programs and to promote better service throughout the chain. acnielsen.com, checkmarking.com, gofeedback.com, investigativemarketing.com, jonies.freeyellow.com/index, mystery shopping. Links: retailmysteryshoppers.com, second-to-none.com, secretshopenet.com, shopandcheck.com, sqm.ca, thecrg.com, rapidcheck.com. Mystery Shoppers Network. 33228 W12 Mile Road. Number 331. Farmington Hills, Michigan 48334. 800-579-4847. National Association of Mystery Shoppers. 800-677-1207. Create a survey software/create a poll. Surveys are good in business for two major reasons. To assess employee opinions and overall mood. To learn about what customers think of your products. They're cheap to do, and aside from a few funny people who like to give weird answers, most people are honest, especially if they're getting something out of the deal, like the employees doing it on company time and customers getting either a discount coupon on their next purchase or a little gift on the spot like a baseball hat, t-shirt, box of cereal, etc. Workplace surveys generally cover employee satisfaction. What do they think of how the company is run? General working conditions. How can the workplace/business be improved? For customer surveys, you're looking at how to improve your products, marketing, and customer service. You can ask open-ended questions which demand explanatory answers, ask objective yes/no type questions, or a mixture of both. In the end, you're looking for information to help you, so keep it anonymous. You don't need their names on their surveys. Publicopiniononline.com. audience-response-rentals.com, provides wireless audience voting systems for interactive meetings. freepollkit.com, freepolls.com, free-website-polls.com, micropoll.com, mrpoll.com, polleverywhere.com, pollgenius.com, pollmappr.com, poyoo.com, pollplaza.nl, pollpub.com, polls.zoho.com, pollsbee.com, pollwizard.com, pollspoll.com, questionpro.com, keybiblo.com, quimbly.com, rankthese.com, raytital.com, snapoll.com. Chapter 2. Market Research Resources. Articles at marketing-mentor.com/blogs/news. Free info like a list of trade organizations. Major market research websites. Go to the Government Business Information section for demographic information about places and groups of people. Try number 658.834 or HF5415 at the library. ama.org/resource, American Marketing Association's website. Print.com, Business Researchers' Interests. Bestplaces.net. Censtats.census.gov. Census.gov. Census.gov/epcd/cbp/view/cbpview.html, County Business Patterns. Census.gov/ipc/www.idbnew.html, International Database. Stat-usa.gov, Market Research Library. Demographics.com. Factfinder.census.gov. Fedstats.gov. Marketresearch.com, fee-based. Reports.mintel.com, fee-based. Researchandmarkets.com. Quickfacts.census.gov. VMR.com, Virtual Media Resources. Worlddata.com. Worldopinion.com. abanet.org/marketresearch/resource.html. Marketingprofs.com. Marketresearch.com. Marketing Research Association. 1344 Silas Deane Highway. Number 306. Rocky Hill, Connecticut 06067. 860-257-4008. mra-net.org. Academic market research websites. I personally don't believe in too much analysis. If the product is good, I feel it will sell without market analysis, but if you are interested in demographics, get the Demographics magazine catalog for such books, demographics.com. There are some good marketing books in it. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/market_research_agencies. aper.org, Public Opinion Research. Demografia.com.